Hi guys, Al here. This video here is on the splash aprons, getting them bent up and welded together and ready to put on the truck. Um, I'm not making the brackets to hold them on yet. That'll be the next job after I get the outer pieces made up. So here it goes. Hey guys, I'm going to make the splash aprons for the above the running boards. I've cut out some tin, did a flange here because I'm going to do them in two pieces. This will be the top piece here that comes out from underneath the cab and the box. I'm going to try and make it all in like just the two pieces. So this will be the top piece, and then I've rolled an edge with my bead roller. Rolled it over here. That's going to be the top, and then this here, because I'm going to make wooden running boards for it, this will be where the running board sits on. It's going to run directly from the back fender to the front fender, and I'm going to actually do the splash aprons the shape of the cab, so it's going to be coming in narrower at the front than it is at the box. So I've got to use my shrinker stretcher now, shrink this down and stretch this side here so that I can get the right curve to match the cab and the box. It's going to take a little bit, and then I just weld that top piece that I showed you earlier. It's going to weld onto here. It's going to be a lap weld, so it'll be good and strong. I won't have to worry about it. Okay, I'll get them made up and show you what I'm going to end up with. They're like 68 inches long, so they're fairly long. It's going to take a little while. Hey guys, I'm working on the splash aprons, and I found that when I did this curve, this radius bend here, the top edge I didn't get it perfectly straight because I did all the curves from this side here, so it's not even all the way across. It's not at the same height, and in order for it to work out right when I weld it onto the other section, the top piece, I have to make this top flange the same all the way across. So what I did is I found just some scraps of metal that add up to the right height, and I'm going to take my scribe here, just scribe a line right along there, cut it right down to what I need, and then once I start bending the splash apron to match the curve that is on these, because it's not straight. This is like the front fender here, and then it turns here and goes along the door, which is also curved. And then once it gets down here to the box, there's another bend right here. Changes directions a bit. And so in order to get that all to fit right, I've got to make this flange the same all the way along. So that's how I'm doing that. I'm just going to scribe a line using the thickness of the metal off of the flat plane here. Make it uniform all the way along, and then I can start shrinking and stretching. The lower flange is already, this was the factory edge, so it's already straight. So yeah. Okay, so I have it fairly close now. I just took it down with flap wheel to almost down to the line. Now I'm going to use the disc, the platform, so I can actually get it right on the line, or well, really close to being right on the line. So what I did here is I made this top piece the shape I wanted, and then just did a flange along the edge here. And then with the piece that drops down to the running board, I made this here flange the right width that I wanted. And now I'm just using a shrinker stretcher to just to follow the edge. Go a little bit. I pin it together with the clecos, and then like here I'm gonna have to start shrinking it some more to bring it in this way till I get down here to the bend. Then I really have to shrink it. I gotta do both flanges at the same time, well, basically the same time. So I have to keep switching from the shrinker jaws to the stretcher jaws, which takes a few extra minutes. I will be eventually picking up a set of the just a small set of shrinker stretchers so that I don't have to keep stopping. This thing's great when you're making something where you have to go in deep with it, but to keep switching back and forth is a real pain. So yeah, if you're only buying one set, get the smaller set, because you can always use a hammer and stretch it and shrink it with tucks and just beating it out better than that one. So yeah, so now I'm just going to continue on down. I'll go a little ways, I'll put in a cleco, go a little further, put in a cleco until I have it to the right shape right here, and then I'll test fit everything. I made them longer than I needed, and I'll cut them down to the exact size once I do. Once I get it all welded, welded together, I do have to bend a flange down here just to make it this top piece stronger. I cut it 3/4 of an inch further than I needed to, so I can bend it down. And I've got to make brackets that hold this onto the frame. I don't want it attached to the cab or the box, just for vibration, you know. It gives you a little bit of flex. And then, okay, I'll show you more later. And here's the two splash aprons. They're made up. Still have some hammering to do on them before I start to weld them. This is the running boards all welded up now. It's going to be out 1.5 inches from this step. This is the bottom of the box, and then this is just a step down to the running boards, or to the splash apron. And the splash apron's going to run 1.5 inches out from here down to the running boards. The fender will come right down here over top of that. It's going to mount solid to the frame, to the box, and to the front and back fender. The cab will be separate. There will be a space between them. And here's the other one up here. So I did a lap weld in here. I wanted it good and strong because people are going to be stepping on it. And that's the curve there that I was talking about. I didn't want it just running a straight line all the way up, because up here it would have been like 10 inches wide, and I don't think that would look too good. So I decided to try and make it fit the cab in the box, follow the shape of the cab, and the running board will be a little wider at the front than it is at the back. So yeah, the next project will be the mounts that go underneath the cab. I'm going to put one mount just ahead of this body mount, and one just behind the center body mount on the cab, and then the back will be bolted solid to this, the fender, and at the front the fender. Up here in this corner there'll be another bracket that comes out and just mounts it to the frame. So they'll be usable running boards. I don't like those cars where you go to look at it and it says do not step. You know, there's either full of Bondo or they're made of plastic. Okay, so that's the splash aprons made up. Next I'll be making the brackets to mount them on the frame and hopefully getting them fit into the back fenders and get the fenders bolted on, all the holes drilled for the bolts. Before I start on the front fenders and getting them to fit the frame and the front of the splash aprons. I've got a lot of work to do in the front fenders, but before that it'll be the brackets to hold on the running boards and the splash aprons. Okay, if you're interested in the truck, please subscribe and ring the bell for a notice. And if you like it, click the little like, and if you don't, click the thumbs down. Okay, thanks for watching.